All right, guys, let's talk about Drakantos, an indie pixel art MMORPG that is pretty popular in Brazil. I would say also decently popular in North America, Europe, English-speaking communities for an indie pixel art MMORPG. This game is slated to launch early access towards the end of this year, one of the few MMO launches we'll be getting. And this game just had its final beta test prior to that early access launch. I'm currently 14 to 15 hours into the game. However, these hours do include hours from the previous beta test, which was like 8 to 9 months ago. So I thought I would go over my early thoughts and review on the game. But before we do, quick word from today's sponsor. So recently I tried a cozy little game called Sword Staff that some of you guys might be interested in if you're looking for a new mobile MMO to play. Sword Staff is a new mobile MMO that just dropped a couple of days ago here. In case you're wondering what this game is like, it's like an Idle meets MMO meets JRPG like game is probably how I would describe it. Or how is it that this game has better hairstyles than most PC MMOs? What? Bro, I play Western MMOs. I'm fishing through the options, going through them multiple times, just trying to choose one that looks the least bad. This one, they're all good. Move around grids. Grid-based movement system. I click on it to move there. Click on the mob. I start battle. And okay, so it looks like it's just auto. It's idle. I do like how the tutorial has voice dialogue though. Helps me pay attention a little bit more. Amazing house. All right, so a little house building simulator in this game. Yeah, I want to send a warrior to. Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely warrior. Do I get gear? Nice. Class hierarchy. Ooh. So warrior here. Duelist knight. Little class progression there. Oh, I can do this in 2 times speed. Nice. Oh yeah, he's getting wrecked now, dude. Not even close. Okay, yeah, this guy's getting wrecked now. I'm way stronger. I'm way stronger. I've got a giant baguette sword. Amazing. Sword Staff officially launched May 19th and is available now. Links can be found in the description and comments. All right, so a couple of things before we get started. This is important context. Just so you know, this beta test that we experienced is a limited PvP focused test. Obviously, we're getting a preview, an idea, general idea as to what the game has to offer, but this is not an accurate representation of what it's going to be like on launch day because this is a limited PvP focused test. If you hit escape here, adventure mode, these are the PvE instances that we have access to right now. You can get mats, you can get rewards to upgrade your gear, progress your character. Arena, this is the primary focus. You've got 2 game modes right here, each with different maps. This is the PvP mode, instance PvP, small scale PvP, up to 3 players per party. You can solo queue, duo queue, or trio queue here. And this is what most people are doing. If you win, you get progression mats, you progress your character. If you lose, you don't get shit. Then we have the map here. This is the open world. This is pretty much all we have access to right now. There are some quests. There are obviously things that you can discover out there. There are some bosses, all that stuff, but the primary focus once again is the PvP content here. So with that said, the biggest thing that they've changed in this game is the movement. This used to be a tile-based movement system similar to RuneScape. Well, RuneScape, you don't use WASP. In this game, you use WASP. But if you hit W, you would go up a full tile, and then, you know, you'd be locked into that full animation. They've completely redone the movement here as well as the combat, and it is pretty much quote-unquote action combat, free movement, and in my opinion, it feels way better. That's pretty much the juice, the baseline understanding you need to have before we get into this. So with that said, let's go over the combat. The combat, when it comes to this, I would probably, if I had to give it a rating, give it a 6 to a 6.5. When you experience this game for the first time, you're going to notice that there are clear animation locks. I'm going to go ahead and play a video right now for you guys. A lot of you guys are going to probably feel like the combat is relatively stiff. There's a very clear animation lock to every ability, and it just feels a little stiffer. It feels a little slower. However, after experiencing the PvP myself, I can see why they've gone this route, and it actually feels pretty decent. Dare I say, pretty good, to the point where, yeah, I don't think they actually need to change it anymore. They definitely need to work on some things with it. Like, there are certain abilities that only go 4 directions. That's also intentional, I believe. Every ability has like different hitboxes and, you know, bigger AoEs, smaller AoEs. After experiencing the combat in PvP, I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised, and I had a lot of fun. When it comes to the fun factor of the combat, I would say it was a lot more fun when I was playing it, but if I had to rate the combat for what it was right now, there's definitely room for improvement. And yeah, I'd probably give it like a 6.5. It's very punishing when you miss, and they're going for more of a tactical approach to the combat. When it comes to the PvP content, which is the next category, I would probably give the PvP a 7-ish out of 10. It was very easy to understand, very simple, but clearly it required some skill, and it wasn't completely brain dead. I was telling my stream at the time I'd probably give it like an 8 to an 8.5 when it comes to the fun scale. Like, how much fun are you having on a scale 0 to 10? If you look here, you've got the casual control escort. This is like an Overwatch mode or a King of the Hill. I shouldn't say King of the Hill, like a control to point like mode. These games are a little bit quicker. And then the assault mode here, this is the MOBA mode, a simplified League of Legends mode. And I thought they did a pretty good job introducing PvP via these modes. Queues were quick, games were quick, and it was pretty enjoyable. During the beta test, you were able to progress your character when it comes to let me give you a little bit of context here. If I open this, you have artifacts, trophies, and ability upgrades, these little orbs right here that transform your abilities here. And all of these you were able to get in the beta test by simply just PvPing. And apparently that's going to continue to be the case for launch. They want players to be able to progress their character via PvP or PvE equally. So that progression felt pretty good. However, I'm not going to go too much into detail with the progression because this was a limited PvP focused beta test, and I feel like I wouldn't really be doing it justice by talking about the progression. I mean, for example, there's an auction house available in the game, and that is not available during this beta test. Crafting is also available in the game, and you can upgrade a lot of these artifacts, trophies, and abilities, and a lot of that is also limited. So yeah, we're not going to be talking about the progression, but yeah, 7 out of 10 based off of the current beta content. If this was a fully launched game, it would probably require more to merit a 7, but limited content, limited access, PvP focused, where they want us to do and test these 2 arena queues. Yeah, solid 7 out of 10. When it comes to the PvE content, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 out of 10 right now. Take that with a grain of salt though, guys, because this is once again for the 87th time a limited PvP focused beta test. However, we do have a preview, I guess, as to what the PvE content is like, namely with these adventures. These adventures, I gotta tell you, man, it's not that great. Now, to be fair, again, I haven't done a whole ton of these. I have heard that some of these boss fights are okay. As you can see, it's not riveting. In my opinion, kind of boring. A lot of people thought it was pretty boring, but again, limited. Maybe the full launch version of the game comes with better dungeons. Maybe it gets a lot better. Maybe they ramp as you go through the different difficulty tiers, because there are different difficulty tiers when it comes to the adventures. When it comes to the open world stuff, the questing and the exploration, discovering things were pretty cool, but I don't know, the quests weren't amazing. They weren't like awful, but they, well, one of them some people will think is awful. It's like this Metal Gear Solid sneak in quest, and it's not easy. I kind of liked it because it was challenging, but outside of that, just the world exploration kind of going around, it was a little slow. It wasn't amazing. Gathering and crafting is also currently available, but they are very limited, so I can't really speak on that too much. The MMO side of it, just in general, I think is a little bit questionable. I think the vast majority of the people that played this game played it and had fun because of these arena queues, and the combat just kind of worked, even though, again, I know a lot of you guys playing this for the first time might initially feel like it's a little stiff and heavy if you're just attacking mobs, but it actually did work. They made it work in PvP, and it was really fun. When it comes to the MMO world side of things, this is the world map. I would imagine early access launch, or at least launch to be larger than this. This is not a seamless open world, so there are loading screens. When you leave Fairdale, the town, you do get hit by a loading screen, and obviously when you go into buildings as well, like here, there's also a loading screen. Pretty consistent with all pixel art classic JRPG like games. Nothing new there. However, they did emphasize that they want to keep this game a little bit more smaller scale. So most of the content that you experience, all of the content that you're going to experience will be smaller scale. There are instances where you'll see a lot more people maybe trying to kill a field boss in the open world, like in this area right here, something will spawn, right? But you're never going to see more than 50 people, because I believe 50 players is the max per layer, and it is an automatic layering system. If you want to join the layer that your friend is on, you just simply join a party there. But yeah, as far as like the social systems go, they want to make it more MMOE. I think an MMORPG would be a more appropriate title or label. But yeah, more MMOE when it comes to social features. You know, there's chat bubbles like this right here, and guilds that are coming in. I believe even the guilds are supposed to be like 20, 30, or 40 people when it does come in. A lot of the social features they want to implement, but they're just not present in the game yet. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to share with you guys. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, my main platform. I am streaming MMO content there daily. I'll see you guys in the next video.